are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Autoblog live stream. I hope you can hear me. I might have to tweak the levels a little bit here, but my name is Eric. I'm the multimedia producer here at Autoblog, and I'm joined today by Autoblog news editor Joel Stocksdale. What is up, Joel?
Hey, everybody.
I am just trying to quickly get the settings here and maybe turn down. My controller's not working great. Yeah, I just gotta turn down this relentless dubstep. I don't know if you can, if you have the stream up, Joel, but it is non-stop. Actually, I'll keep the I'll just turn the music down. We'll keep the sound effects up. Okay, exit and save. Hopefully that's saved. Nice, and the controller's working now, so we're in good shape.
Oh. Some breaking video game and car news.
Oh.
Toyota Supra confirmed for Forza Horizon 5.
Nice.
So
very cool.
Apparently Toyota is easing up on its video game restrictions.
That's always good news. That is always good news. Only a matter of time till it ends up in Rocket League. Seems like
Rocket League probably wouldn't have been an issue because Toyota's issue is that they were like, we're not going to have our cars in games that supposedly promote street racing.
What? Oh. Yeah, that's yeah. Then I wonder if Rocket League would have been an issue, but that's a silly rule. I'm glad they're taking a step back on that. I unfortunately yet again in the latest real car that has become available in Rocket League, the Aston Martin, James Bond's Aston Martin DB5. Unfortunately, yet again they made it so you cannot put any decals, any custom wheels, just like you can't really customize it really at all, which makes me so sad. But it does it really highlights, I mean, Ford really did it right. Like whoever did that deal for Ford, props to them, because the Ford F-150 Rocket League Edition is the only real car, I believe, that you can actually customize with decals. And guess what, automakers? It looks great. It's a fun time. Like, there's no shenanigans. It's just fun. Just let people put crazy decals on their Rocket League cars. But anyways, we're not playing Rocket League today.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that some of it, because like with the Ford, it's just an F-150.
Right.
It's just a generic F-150. I'm willing to bet that there are some, like, MGM rights also involved with the James Bond Aston Martin. But
you might be right. You might be right.
That it has to look like James Bond's car. You can't.
Yeah, and same with Fast and Furious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I never considered that. Okay, you know what? I will say that's fair, but I still don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's at least a fair explanation. But alright, so as I don't even know if we officially said yet, but we're doing Wreckfest today. A game that I've played I think once, and it didn't blow me away, but I played it several years ago, not on PC. We're on the PC now, and I am pretty excited to give it a try. And I see Warrior Girl and Gerard Hughes in the chat. So what is up, you guys? Welcome. Alright, we'll go ahead and just start career here.
So I can't remember, in Mario Kart with the Mercedes cars, can you change like the wheels and things on those?
I mean, I'm going through the menu in my head. I think you would have to. I'm sure you can, because I can't think of a way that they would have tweaked it to where they could stop you, if that makes sense. Because the wheels are such an important part. The wheels in Mario Kart actually affect the car, whereas in Rocket League it's purely aesthetic. But yeah, that's very interesting. I do know that at the very least you can you can attach a giant parachute. Which I guess isn't technically the car, but okay.
But that whole Mercedes Mario Kart team up is still
So
one of the
random.
strangest things.
Super
like
random.
a car company that I feel takes itself fairly seriously seems like the last company that would be like, hey, we want our cars in Mario Kart.
Right. So Warrior Girl, I'm not sure if that's true. I think you can customize it with decals that come in the same pack that the car comes in. Does that make sense? Like when you buy one of these packs, it'll come with like multiple decals, but then you can only use the decals with those cars, and you can't use other decals on those cars. I'm not 100% sure. You might be right, but I think it's one of those situations. Oh my gosh, this music. I gotta just turn it off. We will get some gameplay started here in a second. I just, I didn't realize. Alright. Give 2% music. Alright, start the career. Regional Juniors. Let's do it.
So also thinking about officially licensed cars in places that are very strange.
Yeah.
I still don't know what to think about the Ferrari in Fortnite.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, I just don't even know what that game is anymore.
It's insane. It's like I mean it's like if Call of Duty became Legos, like in scope. And also was for children, which is not a slight at all. I feel like I have to say this every time I talk about Fortnite. I like Fortnite. I have nothing against Fortnite. But it is primarily, like many video games, I think primarily for a younger crowd, which is fine. Adults can still enjoy it. Okay, I guess start. MD Productions, what is up? I'm unsure. Oh, wreck 3 opponents. Seems simple enough. Oh.
Are you running this with the maxed out graphics?
I am, yeah, these are...
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's really not bad. Nice. How's that not a third wrecked opponent? There's one. Nice. Yeah, this does not look bad at all. Let's see if we can... I can't...
It looks like everybody's equipped with Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah, this is the highest. Oh, card detail. I popped that up one. No motion blur. Getting and sharpening, that's fine. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll put it on high. Why not? All right, yeah, maxed out Wreckfest. The controls on this lawnmower are not bad at all. I'm not annoyed by how it feels, which is a good sign, because I often am. Not often, but I'd say it's 50-50 on whether or not, you know, the driving feel immediately clicks with for me with some of these driving games. So good news so far. Whoa, that thing's gonna explode. Oh, mine might explode. Joel,
yeah, you've played. There.
Yeah, you've played a fair bit of this game on PlayStation, right?
Yeah, and I actually finished up the career mode a couple months ago.
Nice.
Because I picked it up after. I picked it up again after stepping away for a long time.
Yeah.
Because there were a whole bunch of new. A whole bunch of like new downloadable cars and courses and stuff. And like I like the game well enough. It's interesting in the sense that it is actually, well, I guess depending on how you set your damage model. I had it set to the most realistic setting.
Oh, nice.
That it is actually basically like a demo derby banger racing simulation racer. Because it actually has really fairly realistic driving physics.
Wow, that's kind of unexpected, I would say, for a game like this, but I like it.
I mean, I can't specifically say how real the lawnmower racing feels.
Sure.
Because I don't really do that, but...
Well, why not?
Because I'm a boring human being.
Alright, I'm gonna mute so I can tell my dog to shut up, so give me a second. Alright. Hey, won your first career race. Good stuff.
Well, it's actually funny. I mostly played it without... because you do actually get a fair bit of choice in which events you take on in the career mode. And I actually ended up avoiding the, like, straight-up demolition derbies for the most part. I preferred doing the actual races.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna have the same preference, so that's good to know. Also, I want to give you your shout out, Joel. I'm not sure if you can see the chat, but Warrior Girl just said, Ejectocito, cuz you're amazing for knowing that reference. I do not know that reference.
What? It's from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Ah! That makes sense. I mean, I have seen Too Fast, Too Furious, but it's been many years. MD Production says, don't worry, cars and stuff don't explode on here. That's good news.
It's when they've got their nitrous-powered ejector seats to get the baddies out of their cars.
Yeah. Okay. That's coming back to me, actually. Am I nuts? Does Tyrese say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I love that guy.
Of course he does.
Yeah, who else would it be? There's no chance Vin Diesel's being caught dead dropping that line in a movie. He takes himself way too seriously.
Well, Vin Diesel isn't in that movie either.
That's right. Yeah, he's not in that one or the next one, except for kind of like the cameo at the end, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those movies succeeded against all odds, I feel
I tend to agree.
like. Like, and I don't even mean that from a quality standpoint. I think they're fine quality-wise for their time, but it seemed like it's like you had what's-his-face and Vin Diesel, and then you just had what's-his-face with no Vin Diesel. That's probably real disrespectful for people who like that actor, but also he's kind of a predator. Look it up. And then yeah, so I really don't care. But and then the third movie, they didn't have either one of them. And then the fourth movie, they're like, everybody's back now. This series is huge. It's like, what? How? Why?
Because Universal doesn't have a superhero license to create a cinematic universe. So Fast and Furious is that now.
True.
And it has paid off.
Yes, big time. Big time.
I still haven't seen Fast 9.
I don't think I've seen 8 or 9 yet.
I watched 8 on a plane, and I was kind of disappointed in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll probably end up watching it. I'll probably end up doing the same thing I did with the first couple, which is, like, I had never seen a Fast and Furious movie, and then I watched the first, like, 5 or 6 in, like, a day. So I was like, I think today is Fast and Furious Day. I want to see what these movies are all about.
I still maintain that Tokyo Drift is the best one.
Yeah, out of the ones I've seen, no question. I legitimately am a fan of Tokyo Drift.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones I don't dislike, but I don't know if I'd ever be like, yeah, that movie's great. But I really like Tokyo Drift as a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot that I really like about Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
I like the soundtrack a lot.
Yes.
I like that there is a really awesome cameo for car enthusiasts when what's his face?
The beard guy?
No, the southerner that moves to Tokyo. I can never remember his name. I can't remember his character. Yeah, MD Productions knows. Yeah, that's he just said that. Oh, his character's name's Sean. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the scenes where he's learning to drift at the docks, they cut to these two old Japanese men that are fishing at the docks. One of them is Keiichi Tsuchiya, who is like the real life drift king.
Oh.
He was a professional racing driver and is also a host of the TV show Hot Version in Japan.
Nice.
So he appears in it, and apparently I found out from some other people that the other old guy is some Japanese comedian.
Oh wow!
That I think like some of his shtick is like being like a fisherman. So that's like an inside joke, like for Japan.
Dang! Where did this vehicle just come from? Sorry, that was wild. I'm gonna restart that. But that's super interesting. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like the cars and the driving in Tokyo Drift are a lot better than a lot of the other movies.
Yes, totally. And I was watching a YouTuber that I like. They were semi-recently. They were going through some of the Fast and Furious movies, and he put it in a way that I totally agree with, and I don't know. And he couldn't explain it, and I can't explain it either. But it's like, there's just something about car nerd culture in Japan that's just cooler than car nerd culture anywhere else in the world. Like, it just is. There's just something about it that's like, I don't know, it's just a little sleeker. It's just a little, like, the ego's there, but it's like a different kind of ego. It's less my car's the biggest, baddest thing in the world, and it's more I'm the greatest driver you've ever seen in your life, which I like a lot more. I totally understand the people who are like, nah, you just gotta get the biggest Mustang ever, and that's the best. Like, that's cool, I get it, but I don't know. There's something I like. I like the cars in the drifting culture better too. They're just more to my taste. Like, you know, Dom's Charger is cool, but just not really super my taste personally.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it might be. It's,
well, the big part of it for me
is
just neon. I just like neon, and there's just a lot more neon in Tokyo than there is anywhere in the United States.
Well, I was about to say,
I
think there is a bit more room to kind of experiment.
Yes,
with
yeah.
How cars look and kind of the ability to go a little bit more extreme. I think also there is a lot of attention to detail and craftsmanship.
Yeah, true.
That's not to say that doesn't exist in the U.S. either. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I think you do see a lot of both those things in Japan.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, this is going to be my last restart on this stupid event. I can't believe I have not won. And it's only been because I suck. It's not the game's fault at all. It's totally my fault. This is easily winnable.
One of the other things I like in Tokyo Drift, the scene when Lil Bow Wow shows off his Volkswagen. I just love that so much for so many reasons. Because there's something about, like, the way he, like, looks and acts, like, that is the feeling you have when you're about to show off to your buddy, like, your cool car, and, like, you're really proud of it, and you're super excited about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that Lil Bow Wow was in that movie.
And, of course, the song is just amazing.
What?
My life be like...
Yup. Man, yeah, that is a banger. Uh-oh, this guy is right on his head.
Oh, and of course, the thing that I've overlooked the whole thing. Han is just a freaking badass.
Of course. Of course.
He's far and away the coolest character in the entire series.
Not only the coolest, but I would say, well, and again, I haven't seen him in the newer movies, but, like, he actually has a brain in his head, it seems like, unlike any other character in that entire franchise. Which is, very appreciated. Yeah, oh, this is embarrassing, but do you happen to remember the actor's name?
Yeah, Sunga Kang.
Yes. He's actually written for us before, right? He has a post or two.
No, I don't think he's written for us, but we've had a couple of profiles on him. In part because he's got cool cars. He's got an amazing, naturally aspirated RB series Nissan 240Z.
Ooh.
It's also got a really cool Ford EcoBoost powered Ford Maverick. Not the pickup truck, the original Maverick, the coupe from the 70s.
Wow, yeah, it's important. Man, those kind of distinctions are going to start to become more and more important as more and more automakers are, like, recycling names. Just do new name. I mean, I get it, I guess, but Also, there's a million. There's an infinite amount of words. Just use a different word.
Yeah, but the thing is that Maverick is actually like a really good name.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Um, okay.
Kind of like I would actually not mind. Dodge used a number of really good names on very mediocre cars. Yeah, MD Productions knows the Nissan Z that I'm talking about. Let's see. Yeah, Dodge kind of wasted a few like really good names on very mediocre cars in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, you got any that?
Oh yeah,
What in
Dodge
particular?
Nitro.
Yeah.
That was used on their Jeep Liberty rebadged SUV. And Caliber was used on their little hatchback that they sold in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, I'm intimately familiar with the Dodge Caliber. I drove in one of those things with 3 other young men across the country, and that was a terrible decision that I would never recommend to anyone. Because that car is too small to do a cross-country road trip with 3 other people. You will end up wanting to kill each other. That's a guarantee.
And I mean, in full fairness to the Caliber, it did have a couple of interesting features. It had nice, like, plastic-lined cargo area, so it was easy to clean off and could take kind of dirty stuff. It also had a neat, like, flip-down speakers out of the hatchback for tailgating.
Oh, okay.
And it had a cooled glove box, so you could stow like drinks and stuff in there and keep them cool.
Wow, I don't remember the cool glove box.
I don't think they weren't. I don't think they were on all of them. I think they were options.
Okay. That is a pretty cool feature, though. I like that.
Yeah. And of course, there was like the outrageous Caliber SRT4 that made like 280 horsepower, but they didn't do a whole lot to the rest of the car. So, well, I mean, it was classic. It was a classic Dodge move. Just stuff a giant engine into it and call it a day.
Yeah, then we're good.
Yeah, MD Production suggested Dodge Stratus and Intrepid. Those are good. Those are good names too.
Intrepid was my first car. Dodge Intrepid.
Yeah.
I loved that thing.
They were honestly pretty cool looking cars.
Yeah.
And I heard that they drove pretty decently, but
I liked mine.
I don't think they held up very well long term.
Yeah, I don't really. I got rid of mine by choice, not because it broke down. Just because I was at that point in my life, I was in a band, and I just it didn't make much sense to be driving around a car when you were in a band. So I traded up to a van. Which wasn't more of a lateral move, not really a trade up, but and even that's probably being generous. But I always liked the Intrepid a lot. Joel, do you know anything about, or if not, can you guys in the chat explain what Bōsōzoku is, or Bōsōzoku is? I'm
yeah. So
intrigued.
It's so I think the word most literally translates to like biker gang.
Okay.
Because there were like biker gangs in Japan that built like these absolutely ridiculous motorcycles with like crazy modifications and lights and stickers and things. But that also, and yeah, MD Productions is right. Like you'll want to like look up some of this at some point.
Okay. Yeah.
But the style also ended up translating to cars too. And a lot of it was inspired by a certain class of like these silhouette race cars in Japan that had really wild like aerodynamic stuff. So super long like front splitters, like exhaust pipes that are like twice as tall as the car. Really flashy, garish paint. They kind of look like cartoon parodies of old race cars.
Wow, I kind of love it.
Yeah, no, I think they're pretty cool.
Fast and Furious Bōsōzoku Drift.
I don't know that I would ever own one or build one myself,
sure.
but I can dig it. And oftentimes they're like super loud and just kind of obnoxious. Actually, I could probably even find some photos for you, like, and send them to you in Slack.
Oh yeah, or even drop them in the chat if you happen to be on Twitch right now. If anybody is lurking and is curious,
will it let me post photos?
Yeah, or at least links to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't. What's up, Justin? Oh yeah, and MD said that same thing. Yeah, links are allowed. Links are allowed. I have not had reason to ban them yet, so I haven't. If anybody abuses the privilege, you will feel my wrath.
30 seconds later.
Yeah, right. but I don't think anybody. Dang, so close to first. That's alright, we'll continue on. Don't be first. I'll take second. 20 days. Wow! 20 days, 22 hours. Justin, it feels like you've been around for much longer. Okay. You dropped a Boso style car. That's right. My sister inherited my Dodge Intrepid for a little bit, but then I think she got a different Dodge Intrepid, and then she got a different Saturn Vue, which is the vehicle that I currently drive. So absolute poser is the Oh wow. Yeah, this thing is what. You know what this thing looks like? This thing looks like one of those go-karts that like is attached to like the ceiling. Not the ceiling, but it has like the big pole in it that is like attached to the ceiling. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's what it reminds. A bumper car, not go-karts, bumper cars. Looks like a bumper car kinda. I like it though. That thing is out of hand. That's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Duh. Justin says because I've been on YouTube. That makes sense. All coming back to me now. Warrior Girl says Dodge Neon and Dodge SRT4 got to be the most overhated cars ever. I like them. I feel like Dodge gets a lot of hate in general. I would say undeserved. I got no problems with Dodge. And yeah, I know I've seen the Neon, but I couldn't remember. I just Googled it, and yeah, it looks fine. It doesn't blow me away, but I'm not offended by it.
Yeah, the Neon SRT4, I think, was actually probably a better overall car than the Caliber SRT4. Because I think they did a little bit more work on like the handling and stuff.
Joel, do you see this link that MD just dropped in the chat? This is the wildest vehicle I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, vans are a whole nother thing.
What in the world?
That's a little bit more of an extreme one.
Oh my god. That van.
No.
That van. Wow, that is so wild. It's so crazy how many just like super unique niche cultures there are all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
That is like I would have never known about this if not for this conversation. That blows my mind. Just think about all the niche cultures in like maybe culinary cultures or just like any kind of out of the infinite number of hobbies. There's so many absolutely insane things that we will probably never, even with the internet, that we'll probably just never even know exist. That blows my mind to think about sometimes.
And we haven't even touched on Itasha cars in Japan.
Oh God, what are those?
Well, so those are mostly like anime-themed cars.
Wow, you know I love that.
That they have anime characters splashed all across them. And
oh yeah.
I think Itasha means something about like painful to the eyes or something.
I love that self-awareness. What's up, Biof?
According to Wikipedia, Itasha, literally painful or cringeworthy plus car.
Cringeworthy plus car.
Yes, MD Productions anime waifu liveries.
Turismo 4GT, what is up? Man, a bunch of people popping in today. How's it been going?
Yeah, Eric, we should make your Saturn View an Itasha car.
Oh my God. I don't think I could I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I could like drive around in public. Something like that. Oh no, this guy really just flew by me. The Bjorkley. Yeah, alright, no problem, Bjorkley. I can keep calling you that. I know you changed your name, so I didn't know if that was what you preferred. But Bjorkley it is. No problem.
MD Productions says, let the weeb flag fly, Eric.
I mean, there's a difference between a weeb flag. I would, like, let me put it this way. To me, there's a very fine line between being just a normal person who enjoys anime and the biggest weirdo you've ever met in your entire life by a lot. Like, and I don't want to cross that line.
I think that's fair.
like I would not, like, you know what I tend to like. Oh wow. Oh, wow. How is that not? There we go. Jeez. No, there's this villain, like the villainous group from Naruto. It's called the Akatsuki, and they have a very recognizable, but also very like clean and subtle kind of look. And I bet you've seen it, Joel. It's like it's just a black background with like red clouds, kinda. And it's very recognizable, but it's not like if a normal person saw it, they wouldn't be like, what a weeb. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a very different. I'd totally be down to rock something like that. I would never, ever be down to rock like anime waifu illustrations on anything that I owned, really. That's too far. Waifu is laifu. Oh my God, MD. Bjorkley says, I'm on my iPad, not my PC, so that's why the name's different. All good. Turismo says, everything's pretty good. Hope all is well with you and the Autoblog crew. Yeah, we're doing alright. We're just, getting through it, same as everybody else. Bjorkley wants to know, are you going to do some Rocket League today? Not today, Bjorkley. Unfortunately, you just missed it. We did Rocket League last week. However, we probably will do it again pretty soon to check out the new season. Because as the Rocket Leaguers in the chat know, the new season starts tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. MD wants to know, where did you peak at Rocket League? So I'm currently sitting around Diamond 2. My peak rank ever is Diamond 3. and it's embarrassing that I cannot hit Champ 1. And probably never will at this point, because I seem to be just doomed to be stuck in Diamond forever. But maybe one day I'll get lucky. Just gotta go on a long winning streak.
Oh, and Warrior Girl was talking about people calling Dodge Demons and stuff boats and heavy. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, like, a Hellcat is a big, heavy vehicle. I will say though, they are more athletic and better handling than you might expect. But they definitely are not as they're not as agile as like a Mustang or Camaro.
For me, that's another great name too. I love the name to name a car the Demon, especially the Dodge Demon. Got the alliteration going. I think that's great.
And just because something is heavy and doesn't necessarily handle as well as other things doesn't mean that they're not fun.
Yeah,
they're a lot of fun.
For sure. Oh my god. I am shocked I didn't just flip this vehicle over. I really don't mind how this game handles at all. I kind of like it. It's loose might not be the right word, but it's like, it reminds me of like the same way I interpret looseness in like a rally game, like Dirt Rally 2. Which I like.
Well, and I would kind of describe it as a simulation game that encourages you to hit other people.
Yeah, which is like great.
You can take out your frustration.
Yeah, I love that.
And yes, you can definitely continue calling a demon an aircraft, especially if you see one in Battleship Gray, which is a real color, and it is very much like navy gray.
I'm using one of my B tier controllers and the gas trigger is sticking. That's so annoying. Man, I don't think I am going to catch up to this guy. Whoa, saved it again. Oh my god. That's skill. I mean, that takes more skill than winning the race, I would say. I should get points for that.
I'll say though, when you do have like damage on realistic, you do actually have to be kind of careful about how much and when you're hitting people, because you'll do damage to you'll do damage to yourself. And
it'll take you out of the race.
It can, or at least just make things really hard for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, all right, I'm upgrading my controller because I don't want to deal with that. Okay. Oh, the AI hold grudges if you hit them hard enough. That's good to know. Turismo says looks a bit floaty. Yeah, yeah, it is, but like not, in my opinion, in a good way. There are games that are floaty in a very bad way, and I would consider like Dirt Rally 2 and WRC to be floaty in like kind of a good way. Or consider this one pretty similar. So what else is there other than just grinding the career mode? Do you know anything else? What else
there is
can you
online.
do in this?
There's online multiplayer.
Oh. Let's do a quick match.
And you can modify your car with different parts and paint jobs and stuff.
Okay. You gotta spectate until this one's over with. Sounds like. I wish you guys could see my dog right now. Oh, she moved. I was gonna try to go full screen. Hey, look at the camera.
Something I am impressed in this game is the destructible, like concrete barriers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I was expecting a Forza like, you know, it was gonna stop me in my tracks, but it didn't at all. I just went right through them.
And Warrior Girl is mentioning playing PS2 games on our PS3, and I really miss. I used to, when I got my PS3 originally, it was one of the early versions that had all of the hardware emulation for PS2 and PS1. That was such a nice machine that I could just play like the entire PlayStation library.
Yeah.
On one system. But then after a while, I'm not entirely sure what went wrong. I don't know if it was because I know the architecture of the PlayStation 3 is kind of weird. I don't know how it does video processing and stuff, but it started going wrong. I was getting lots and lots of weird visual artifacts and glitches and stuff, and eventually it just stopped working altogether.
Oh, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Bjorkley wants to know, is the game you're playing free? It's not free, but it is on Game Pass, so I didn't pay for it. I'm playing the Game Pass version. So if you have Game Pass, it's free. But yeah, speaking of upscaling and things like that, how have you been enjoying the PS5, Joel?
Yeah, so I got super, super lucky and managed to nab a PlayStation 5 for retail on Amazon a few weeks ago, and I really, really like it.
That's awesome.
I've only got 2 PS5 games for it: the Pack-In Astro's Playroom and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. But they're both really fun. I've gotten the Platinum Trophy on both of them. Which I usually only get a Platinum Trophy if I like the game enough and it's just easy enough.
Yep.
And both those games kind of meta. Like, Astro's Playroom it's not super long, but it's more robust than you would expect of kind of like a tech demo-y type of game. Mm-hmm. And it does an amazing job showing off the rumble ability on the DualSense controller, both on the triggers and the controller itself. So, like, you know how the Nintendo Switch, the controllers have they call it the HD rumble?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it gives you like a surprisingly clear feel of like what it's trying to show off.
Yeah, that's yeah, I know. Actually, the same company that did HD Rumble did the haptics in the PlayStation. DualSense is the new one. What it's called?
Yeah, yeah. For a while, I was calling it DualShock 5.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
but apparently, it's called DualSense.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, truly incredible technology, and it sounds like even a step improved on the PS5.
Well, mainly because of the triggers.
Yeah.
The triggers, have rumble, but they also can adjust like the resistance. So like, especially in both Ratchet and Clank and in Astro, there are a lot of things that have like two-step like trigger functionality, so that you can squeeze in a little bit and you'll find like a point where it kind of stops traveling and you have to pull it harder to actually get past that.
Yeah.
It feels really nice.
That's
and the
so
rumble
awesome.
is really great. And like I'm super excited for what that might do. What could be done with that. Like I would love it if in Gran Turismo 7 they can make it so that like you can feel like ABS through the trigger.
Oh man, yeah.
To have it start pulsing when the brakes start pulsing. Yeah, it has a lot of potential. And when I went back and played some PS4 games on my PS5, which it does really well, it feels like if you were to go from like a rumble controller to a non-rumble controller. Like you get so used to it that it's like, oh, it feels so good, and then like, oh wait, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing that it's, well, first of all, it annoys me that every Nintendo Joy-Con that exists is unusable because they're all made like trash. But it doesn't even matter because no games implemented anything cool with them other than like the tech demo game 1-2 Switch on the Nintendo Switch. So that is annoying. But I am not worried because it doesn't matter. But like I hope that PlayStation devs will actually. My fear is that no one will use it because it's a pain. It's too much of a pain. Because it's like, it does exist on Nintendo, and no one uses it. It's like, it's so unfortunate. Not on the triggers, but, you know, just in general. Because it couldn't exist on the triggers, because Nintendo doesn't have triggers in the same way. They're just buttons. But, yeah, I hope that more... I think it just needs to hit a... It needs to hit like an amount of adoption to where it becomes weird if devs don't do it, I think. And then it'll like guilt devs into paying attention. And I hope that because I've heard so many people talk about how cool it is, that I hope that that's enough to get the first crop of devs to be like, yeah, you know, we could do something really cool with this. Oh, Joel's phone died, so he will be back momentarily. I'm getting absolutely smoked in this online race. Whoa! I heard that, but you sounded way lower than you did previously. Lower
Yeah, I
volume.
had to switch to my computer. Here, let me turn up the game a little bit. Here, is that better?
Yes, it is. But I think I can also, I'll tweak it a little bit.
Should I go a little higher?
Well. Yeah, if you can. Yeah, if you can. Wow.
How's that?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I was on my phone and then it died.
That'll happen.
So where did we leave off?
I was just saying my fear is that the same thing will happen with PlayStation that happened with Nintendo, in that they've put in this incredible technology that absolutely no one uses. And I was just saying, I think it's just got to hit a point where enough developers have to use it to where it has to become weird to leave it out, I think, and then that'll be like, you know, that'll be kind of the next step where it's like everybody's using it, and then, but it's, I don't know, it's so cool, and it's like for Nintendo, it sucks because I don't think a single person even tried other than the first, that 1-2 Switch, basically the tech demo game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anybody else tried to make use of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what will kind of help with Sony is that I feel like they have enough sort of like in-house and second-party developers that they can encourage to make good use of it. And like with Insomniac, I mean, you know that probably whatever the next Spider-Man game will be will take advantage of it.
Oh, you would hope. God, that would be amazing. It would be so cool.
Because it's like the things that are really cool with this like Rumble is that it'll like alternate back and forth with the character running, so you feel just this little pulse left and right on the controller of like the footsteps.
That's so cool.
And they can tweak it just a little bit depending on like what surface you're running on. And like you can actually feel the difference. It's really cool.
Yeah, and that is, and like you just said, because the trigger, or is that through the triggers, or is that just through in the controller you can feel that, or kind of?
Yeah, that's just in the controller.
Wow. Yeah,
and like
so
when
cool.
you're firing a gun in Ratchet and Clank, like you can feel it pulsing back on your finger with each shot.
Man.
Which you can get a little bit of in the Xbox One controller because it's got rumble triggers, but it's not quite as impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the Bjorkley is installing Wreckfest now. Nice. Turismo, Joy-Con equals Dorifto. Which, yes, I agree. My problem isn't even the drift. I wish my Joy-Cons would stay connected long enough to drift. Like, they don't even stay connected long enough. It's ridiculous, and I hate them. And Nintendo should be embarrassed for what they do. Warrior Girl says, Xbox One controllers had trigger rumble feature. I think you probably meant Series controllers, right? Xbox Series S and X. Uh-oh. Did we lose Joel? We might have lost Joel again. I feel like I can hear you. Nah, I can't. Okay, Joel, yep. Joel said his internet died. Alright. Hello. Hello.
Hey, you can hear me. Good. Had a brief internet outage.
Oh, all good.
Gosh, my internet the last few weeks has been kind of flaky.
Same here. I wonder if... Do you have Xfinity?
No, I have WoW.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe it's just like the heat, like the weather in general? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a good time though.
Everybody's still working from home, and
Yeah.
all the bandwidth is gone.
Yeah, and maybe more so again the past couple of weeks. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
Yeah, general business landscape, but I guess.
We were supposed to go to the New York Auto Show this week. No, next week. But that's not happening.
Yeah.
New York Auto Show got canceled.
Yeah, adios. How have I not gotten a single wreck? Alright, this guy's mine. Yes, there we go. Nice. So can you, like... Oh yeah, I see that, I see where my damage is now. How's that not a wreck? There's no way. As annoying as it would have been if my car exploded, it does kind of bum me out that these cars don't actually explode.
Well, I think it's actually kind of hard to make a car explode in real life.
Fair, but still. It's just so satisfying.
Might have also raised the ESRB rating.
Potentially, I guess.
I think I remember, because I think I remember the Burnout Paradise. None of the cars actually have a driver model in them, and I think that was done to the ESRB rating lower.
Wow. What is the rating? I mean, it has to be teen at least. You would think.
I think probably.
Because I know for the Carmageddon thing, I mean, the preview video was pretty gnarly. Like, you like, straight up were just running over. I mean, they were like weird 90s computer graphic cows, but you're still running over cows and stuff.
Well, here's the thing. So, I don't know if you realize this, but Carmageddon is actually an old, like, 90s PC racing game.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I was wondering if it was something like that. Maybe I had that knowledge bobbing around in my brain somewhere.
And so this is, like, so the Carmageddon DLC is a tribute to that game.
Yeah.
But in that game, it was rated M for mature because you are actually running down pedestrians.
Yeah. I want to say there was a mobile version of that game a couple years ago.
There was like a reboot one. I think it was. I don't know if it was called like Carmageddon 2000 or something. Yeah. Or actually, I may be conflating. I may actually be conflating Carmageddon with the movie Death Race 2000.
Ah, yes. Which is a great movie.
So it's bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, and like it is rated R for a reason.
Yes.
But if you're old enough or prepared, like it's worth at least one watch because it's a bizarre, strange movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But kind of interesting.
That one, 2000, does not have Jason Statham, or does it?
Oh, are you thinking the? Oh, I think you're thinking of the reboot. I'm talking about the original Death Race 2000 from the 1970s.
Oh, yeah, that one I didn't know that there was a Death Race 2000 from the 70s. I thought there was just Death Race from the year 2000.
No,
wow.
Death Race 2000 is from 1975, starring David Carradine and also Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay.
It is a bizarre film. But it's also kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carmageddon is a very similar kind of premise where you're racing, but also you get points for running over pedestrians. And for Wreckfest, they toned it down to where like you're running over zombies with green blood.
Yes. That's yeah. Man, green blood. Yeah, that makes all the difference, I guess.
Yep. It is a tried and true way of getting video games approved for various markets.
That is true. That is true.
I think they did that with House of the Dead for like Germany and Australia.
What? Really? They just like changed the color of the blood?
Yep.
Oh my god. Ugh. People are so like weird with what's okay and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get, first of all, hello, Noisy Gaming. Oh, and then I saw Warrior Girl said it ruined our family vacation. My dad got it like 3 days before we were supposed to go. That sucks. That sucks so much. I hope everybody's doing okay now. Let's see. Yep, Burnout Paradise rated E10 plus. And yeah, no driver model in any of the cars. Ghost Rider.
Ghost Ride the whip.
Oh yeah. Man, I just had a weird flashback to a YouTube video. It was an old, as most viral old YouTube videos were, it was a news report. It's a hilarious one where they're talking about whistle tips. I'm sure you've seen that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
Yeah. Woo woo. Oh, man. That's a classic.
That's a true classic.
Yeah. I just remember the shot of, they wanted to get a shot of the car, and this car literally, it's just driving down the street, blows through like 3 stop signs. Just the most erratic driving you've ever seen in your entire life. That's had to air it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, that was the end of this race? Was this a 1-lap race?
You work with the B-roll that you've got.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, man. Oh, so that last one was a qualifier, I guess? But yeah, I haven't seen anything at all referring to Carmageddon in this game. I wonder if it's just not out yet?
Maybe. Let's see.
But I could have sworn it was out. So I wrote about it in the gaming roundup last week.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if anybody is curious, well, I guess if anybody doesn't know, this live stream is the official live stream of Autoblog.com. And every weekend we post a gaming roundup with kind of the biggest news of the week in racing games. That is what we are referring to here. Bjorkley says, I think the download is going to take a while.
So it came out it came out August 3rd.
What the world?
Here, when you're done with this race, go back to the main menus.
Yeah. Okay, I love everything about this race because it reminds me so much of the dirt races in NASCAR Heat and or whatever that game was. I don't even remember what it was called, but I believe it's like Tony Stewart's dirt racing or something. Whatever Tony Stewart's game was. But it reminds me a lot of that, which I really liked both of those games. And also, I hate that they're killing off the NASCAR Heat Series and they're replacing it. I hate it so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hope the new one is as good, but I am skeptical because they said one of the things they're doing is changing the physics, which is one of the things that I loved about the NASCAR Heat games. That's always a shot in the dark.
Oh, so the dirt racing and stuff reminded me. So in Dirt 5,
Yes.
which actually I've got the platinum on that.
Wow.
One of the things that has frustrated the heck out of me is sprint car races. The ones with like the giant like roof-mounted wing and for dirt racing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like dirt ovals.
Yeah.
They're so hard. They're so hard to drive. But I think it's because they do drive kind of realistically. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe sprint cars, they don't have a gearbox. They just have like a centrifugal clutch.
What? Wow.
And I believe the rear axle is just locked. So they don't like to turn. They basically have to slide to get around turns, and you basically have to modulate the throttle to get it to go around a corner. And it's so radically different from driving anything else in that game. And there's no like tutorial to explain, hey, these don't drive like you're expecting them to.
Yeah. That's so strange.
It's really frustrating.
That is so strange.
Thankfully, you don't have to win that race to like progress. You just have to complete it to get like the trophy.
Yeah, that is. I think it was Tony Stewart's sprint car racing. Stony Stewart. He's. I'm gonna name the next NASCAR game I play. That's the name of the driver. I hope I don't forget Stony Stewart. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was Tony Stewart's sprint car racing. Finish in first position. So is this like a boss fight? Gotta be boss race.
Yeah, except this is fair, and he doesn't have like crazy amounts of armor.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, there's in Uncharted 2, there is sort of a mid-boss that you run across that it's actually on the famous train level at the end of it.
I've never played that game, and I know of the train level.
Yeah, this boss fight just makes me so mad when I play it, especially when I played it on Crushing, because it's basically just like a buff dude in some light combat armor, but especially in Crushing, he's just the most outrageous bullet sponge on Earth. And the only way to actually fully defeat him is by beating him in like a hand-to-hand, slightly quick time-ish fight. So like you just are pumping the guy full of lead and throwing grenades at him to get him like aggro so that he runs at you and you start the fist-to-fist combat thing. And it's just like I've gone through like 3 clips and 4 grenades, and you're still walking around like this.
Yeah, but like, the thing that's gonna take him out is just taking one on the chin.
Yep. It's like I can suspend my disbelief for a fair bit in a video game, but like this was one of those kind of like Okay, you've completely lost me. This is a stupid video gamey fight.
Yeah, if it's like just a guy, like with like a little bit like light body armor, that always gets me too. It's like just a guy should not be able to eat this many bullets.
Right. And like, this isn't even at the point where any of the kind of supernatural type stuff is discovered.
Oh,
which is kind of a staple of the Uncharted games.
What? Spoiler alert! I didn't even know that.
Well, because they're basically like Indiana Jones movies.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I guess I just never. Yeah, wow, interesting.
So it's just like,
do this one?
It's literally just a dude. But he has Vin Diesel and Fast and Furious like resiliency.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is such a perfect example. Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious is the perfect example of just, I should say maybe the dumbest example of exactly that. Of just like, he's just a guy, but he's also Superman. Like, doesn't make any sense at all.
Superman would lose to Vin Diesel.
Yes, in a Fast and Furious movie for sure. For sure, no question. Okay, so let me see. I missed some of the chat here. MD says, I know it's not a racing game, but how do you guys feel about GTA Online's latest update? So I have not played it. We actually were talking the other day about potentially finding a way to stream it, and my gut reaction is it's going to be way more trouble than it's worth. But I'm sure I'll play it just on my own over the next few weeks, and if it's cool enough, then maybe I'll try to figure out a way. But it's like, there's a lot of. First of all, I don't know how fun it's gonna be. I mean, we'll see. But assuming it's amazing, my concern is like, there are a lot of people who enjoy this stream who are on the younger side of the spectrum, and I don't want to be the reason that those people are scarred for life if they happen to tune into the GTA stream and something devastating happens, which it will, because it's unavoidable because it's GTA. But that said, like I said, if I'll probably give it a try sometime over the next few weeks, and if it's cool, maybe we'll figure out a way to do it.
I haven't played it either, and I've got a personal beef because, I mean, like, I've had my kind of annoyances with like Rockstar basically only putting out stuff for GTA Online and like almost nothing else. I mean, yeah, they got Red Dead 2 out, but like, and now it's just all GTA. Yeah. It's just all GTA Online. My bigger beef though is that, like, hey, let's do this thing themed around like driving tuned cars and stuff, and I'm just over here like, I've been waiting for a new Midnight Club for years.
Right.
Where is my Midnight Club?
Right. Just make a separate game. Like, yeah, I totally agree. It's like, there's no reason to put it in GTA, which is a game that is not a racing game. Like, as much as, as decent a job as it does with driving, it's still not a racing game. Whoa!
And
see ya.
And like, I already had a little bit of an annoyance because they released some GTA Online content with the actual name Smuggler's Run, and I'm like, it'd be nice if we actually got a new Smuggler's Run game.
Yeah, nope, not
and like
allowed.
That's going way back to PS2, but that was a super fun off-road racing game.
Yeah, not allowed. You gotta feed the money machine.
Absolutely. It's just mind-boggling to me that I don't know. Well, Eric and I were talking about this the other day.
Oh god! Whoo! I almost got ran over.
Eric and I were talking about this the other day. That I don't know. I like to play other games. I don't know. But I guess there's just a whole bunch of people that they like Grand Theft Auto, and that's just all that they play, just all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I think there is a huge kind of unspoken divide between gamers who try to play a lot of games and gamers who find their game and never play anything else ever for as long as they live. And it's like, both are very valid, and I totally get it, but I do feel no. Oh wow, I didn't die. But yeah, I do feel like the people who like just play one game like forever, just like you're missing out on so much, man. It's a crazy world out there. Video games are nuts. Like experience all kinds.
Actually, I just remembered, I posted on Twitter like months ago something about like I was realizing that GTA Online is basically Roblox for adults.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, that is so true. Boy. Did I do it? Yes.
I guess it's also kind of frustrating because it's like Rockstar has impressively talented people and a lot of skill, and it's kind of a shame that they can't, because GTA Online is just such a freaking moneymaker. They can't do anything else.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Like, I also just want to like bring attention again to the fact that this one single game has been released on 3 generations of consoles.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's like,
or will have been released.
It's like that and Skyrim.
Yeah.
But even Skyrim, like, I'm far less annoyed with them releasing Skyrim, as is. Like, that's not taking up. Well, I mean, I don't know for sure. Right, I can't imagine that's taking up a ton of development resources.
Right, Bethesda has been releasing a lot of other things.
Yeah,
they've just been working on doing ports, and that's about it. It's not like that has absorbed all of their development resources.
Yeah. Also, I keep jumping into games quickly without acknowledging the chat, but I see Warrior Girl mentioned still wanting to pursue music, and if it makes me rich enough, I want to make a sports league for trans people. That's an interesting idea. And then Stony Tour reference. And then Bjorkley killed the mosquitoes. Says I hate them, which I am with you there. Mosquitoes are the worst.
It's been really bad up in Michigan this year.
Yes, it has. Like, worse than I can remember. Definitely more aggressive little miniature storms than I can ever remember. It's been super wild on that front. I'm not doing good in this race, so I will continue the chat after I probably lose. Maybe not. Working our way up. restart. But let's see. Warrior Girl says there's a thing you can buy to let you play your PS3 with your Xbox One controller. Whoa, that's kind of interesting, but it's over $100. That is too much money. MD says Vin Diesel's the only man that can tank a truck accident in a 70s Charger and drive away in a Supra. Yeah, Vin Diesel's the only man who can do a lot of things.
Before you start a race, back out to the main menu.
Yes, good call, good call. Then MD says solo stream on your channel, maybe? I mean, probably not. Like, if and when I stream on my channel, like, no offense to GTA, but it's not going to be GTA. That's just not. I've been thinking about starting to stream just like exclusively like single player games and exclusively like just very chilled out borderline ASMR. I've been kind of thinking about doing something like that. Exactly. But just because I feel like I have this like, it's like a lot of times I don't watch TV when I fall asleep, but a lot of times I'll listen to stuff. And so sometimes I'll listen to ASMR, sometimes I'll listen to a podcast, sometimes I'll listen to a show like from my iPad, whatever. But I always thought it would be interesting to have basically like Let's Plays of games, but you know, that don't have somebody screaming at you every 20 seconds because they're doing a stream. But that like does not exist at all. But that might be something I do in the future. But we'll see. But anyways, what am I looking for here in the menus?
Back out farther.
Yep.
Because it said something about Carmageddon stuff being in tournaments.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, compete for fame and rewards.
No tournaments available. That's unfortunate.
Well then.
Yeah.
Can you at least get like the Carmageddon car maybe? In the store?
The DLC store takes you out of the game, unfortunately.
Oh.
Which is a head scratcher. But I didn't see anything Carmageddon themed when I did do that before the stream when we were talking.
Mm.
Oh, but okay, so here's the tournament store though. This is what you can do with like tournament winnings. There's the battle bus. That looks very cool.
Isn't the battle bus isn't that what the
yeah, that's what they call it in Fortnite.
What the bus is called in Fortnite?
Yeah, this is a very different battle bus. Much cooler, I think.
Yeah.
These are really cool looking cars though. The Doom Rig? Whoa.
The Helvester.
These are I want this Doom Rig. You do not have enough fame. I gotta be more famous, I guess. Alright, let me get caught up here. Warrior Girl says, I've been wanting a new Midnight Club 2, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. It's my favorite game of all time. MD says, you definitely aren't the only ones who want a new Midnight Club. Yeah, somebody's gonna make some cash when they make that. Warrior Girl says, GTA 6 is long overdue. Agreed. Alex is here. What's up, Alex? What are you doing playing this game? I don't know. I played it a bit and it was bad for me. So I will say this, Alex. I played it on Xbox a long time ago, and I remember not enjoying it. But I'm liking it a lot more this time around. Alex says I'm playing literal anime Dark Souls. Which game, Alex? That sounds very much up my alley. Bjorkley says, you're my favorite Twitcher. Thank you, Bjorkley. That's very nice of you. Warrior Girl says, maybe you have to unlock it. Yeah, that could be. Very well could be. Here's this new feature, but you have to unlock it first. Code Vein. Interesting. I didn't know that's what that game was. I've definitely heard that name before, but I didn't realize that's what that game was. That sounds way up my alley. Is it fun? Like, are you liking it, Alex? Because I like those kind of games a lot. Well, I'm gonna have to check that one out. Code Vein. Okay, okay. Could have gone way worse. So, Joel, what's the next,
Oh no, 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 no.
Oh god. TikTok has invaded every aspect of life. What is the next... What's the next big game you're going to tackle now that you have platinumed Rift Apart and Astro? Or maybe you haven't decided yet. Just gonna wait for one to bite you.
I need to get farther in Cyberpunk, because I haven't quite gotten through kind of the intro missions.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the game has telegraphed pretty clearly that I am on the verge of doing the mission that introduces me to Johnny Silverhand.
Yes, yes. Yes. Oh man, God, that game is so good. It makes me so sad, the controversy around that game, because the story is just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of things. Why am I blanking on the name of the developer? CD Projekt Red.
Yep.
I think they are doing a lot to try and fix kind of everything.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's one of those things that it's like, you know, they're gonna have to earn their respect back, and they clearly are trying. But it never should have happened in the first place. But also, it probably wasn't the people who actually made the game's fault. So
yeah.
Oh, is this what? I'm so confused. Alex, we were talking about Cyberpunk 2077, and Warrior Girl says, "I'm gonna go now. See you later." Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Warrior Girl. It's always good talking to you. Alex says, "By the way, I've been trying hard not to swear, because normally I swear a lot." Yeah, I would say the most difficult thing about this stream by far is not constantly swearing, because I swear a lot in my everyday life as well, and a lot is an understatement.
And Eric's got anger issues.
That is so true. That is so true. I think if anything, this stream may have helped. Well, I don't know if it's helped the anger issues, but maybe it's helped me more successfully suppress them, which is maybe a good thing, but also maybe a bad thing. but I
Finding
think
healthier
probably a good
coping
thing.
mechanisms.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe a good thing. I think control is always good.
Yeah, I picked up Cyberpunk for my PS5, and I mean, it is technically the PS4 version, but running on PS5. And it seems to run actually quite well.
That is great news. I'm super glad to hear that.
And, like, I'll see the occasional graphical glitch, but, like, we're not talking Bethesda levels of glitchiness.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the thing. I do think that they got... It's like... It definitely was broken, but even... It's like people were talking about even the PC version being broken. It's like, my experience just was... That just was not the case. Like, I remember playing that game around the same time, or right after finishing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which was like a trillion times more broken than Cyberpunk. I can't believe Assassin's Creed Valhalla shipped like that.
And I think I did hear that in like recent updates they've cut down on the number of like NPCs that show up on the console versions, kind of as a way of trying to cut down on like processing power, which I think is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Granted, like, the console version is not as pretty as if you've got like a crazy gaming rig that can run full settings.
But you could say that for any game that exists.
Yeah, I still think it looks fine.
Yeah.
And again, the whole thing seems more polished than most Bethesda games.
Yeah.
So I have a fairly high tolerance for bugginess.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I do too. I don't know if I've ever quit a game because it was so buggy, but I was very close with Valhalla because that game was infuriating. Just because I was so mad, like, it shouldn't be like this. Like, you guys put out an Assassin's Creed game. How have you not gotten this down yet?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I didn't. I pushed through. But that game was broken. That game was more broken than broken.
Yeah, and actually, maybe I should try it just to see what happens. Haven't tried running Cyberpunk on my... Because I've got a launch version PS4. I would be reluctant to... Like, if you didn't have, like, at least a PS4 Pro, I think I would be reluctant trying Cyberpunk on it.
Yeah.
And probably same thing, like, unless you've got one of the Xbox Series models, I probably wouldn't want to try it. But now I'm kind of
One
curious.
X would probably be fine, but also that's a big probably. It also could be terrible.
I'm like deeply curious now.
Yeah, I am too.
Because that's the thing, like, because I had seen lots of reports that it was vastly improved on, like, for people playing it on PS5, and I think I'd even seen some people say that it's actually not bad on PS4 Pro either. But I've never seen anybody talk about whether it works on regular PS4.
Yeah.
Or PS4 Slim.
Yeah, that seems like a big roll of the dice, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap. But God, what a game! What a the side quests in particular. And I know this is like not. It's like very common. It's like the thing that separates a great game from a good game is the side quests. I think. Well, for a game like that, I should say, is the side quests. And man, this game's side quests are out of control. Some of them. I know I was stuck, and I'm not gonna. First of all, it's way too NSFW to talk about on the stream, but there's one mission in particular that is just like astounding that they were able to put that in a game, and I truly could not believe it. And yeah, it has to do with that brain dance recording technology. That you and I were talking about the other day.
Yeah. I will say, I still want an RPG to have a good central mission, though, because that was kind of one of my complaints with Fallout 4, was that the main storyline was not nearly as interesting as I had hoped.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I say the good versus great thing, that's assuming a solid central storyline, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Because I felt like Fallout 4 had really great side missions and things to explore, which were really important. But yeah, I felt like the main story was kind of blah.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know if I can't think of any RPG or adventure games offhand that really struck me as having like a story that I really disliked. I guess maybe I just either gotten lucky or I just force myself, like if I'm gonna put 50 hours into a game, I'm gonna tell myself it's good whether it is or not, maybe, but but yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any stories that I like truly. I was like, this game's fine, but I dislike the story. Huh? I'm gonna have to put some more thought into that.
Alex mentioned in the chat that Nier Automata is really good, and I have only heard spectacular things about it.
Same.
I don't know if the gameplay is quite what I would be good at and enjoy. And since I know that you have to play the game multiple times to get like all of the endings, I'd be a little bit worried if I didn't like. I think I would really need to like the gameplay to be able to play all the way through.
Yeah, I don't think
basically.
Go ahead.
If it requires, I just saw in the chat. If it requires like really good timing and doing counters, I probably won't play it because I'm awful at that kind of thing. There's a reason I have not played any of the Dark Souls games. I don't know. I'm really bad at like melee combat in video games.
Oh, interesting. I think I might be slightly better at melee combat than I am at shooting. And I think it's probably just because of the fact that I enjoy. Well, no, it's not. I was gonna say because of the fact that I enjoy like platformers and Metroidvania so much, but a lot of those do have shooting mechanics. I'm just thinking of I just think the best one by far to me is Hollow Knight, and I just played the crap out of that game. It's like that's the only game I've ever played long enough to where I've gotten, you know, multiple endings. Usually, once I get one ending, I'm like, cool, I'm done. That's all I need. But it's like Hollow Knight was just so good. It's exactly what you just said. I just enjoyed the gameplay so much, and and even more than that, I would say like the exploration of that game. God, perfect.
Yeah.
What a great game. That is one of the few easy 10 out of 10s for me. I love that game so much.
Well, now, Hollow Knight's combat though, it's relatively simple though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, people call it 2D Dark Souls. I would consider it simple, but not easy. Like, you have a dash,
right.
you have spells, but the main thing is like your sword. You have like a sword. But the dash is you have to be good with the dash, or you're not gonna make it very far for sure.
But like the complexity comes more from like the movement.
Yes, yes, totally.
Does, like, yeah.
Totally.
See, like I can kind of do something like, but when I have to do like combos and like,
oh, I see, yeah,
and like timing things just right. Like I think about the only game that I've really been able to do okay with that kind of gameplay was Arkham Asylum.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, another great game.
But that's kind of like the upper limit of my ability with that kind of melee combat.
Yeah.
Because I'm just terrible when it comes to being able to tell when to like block or counter or do combos and things like that. Like I can do like platforming kind of maneuvering type stuff, but I'm really bad at like nailing timing in combat and doing combos.
Yeah, man, I'm so
stuff.
curious how you'd feel about Hollow Knight then, because it's not timing. Also, thank you for the follow, Forza Beast. I did see that. I don't want that to go unacknowledged. But it's not timing in the way that like Arkham is, but it's definitely like you have to know what your enemy's about to do, and you have to dodge it for most of the time. There are.
But I feel like I have a much easier time recognizing patterns with like side scroller type bosses.
Yes, totally. Same here. Totally.
Rather than like in beat 'em ups and fighting games and stuff.
Yeah. Man, well, if you ever get the itch for a game like that, please let me know if you give it a try, because I'd be so interested. Because I felt this. I did not feel like Hollow Knight was prohibitively difficult, but the narrative online is that it is, and I don't feel that way. I think it's not easy. Like if it's your first video game, you're not gonna get very far. But like if you're familiar with video games, I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
And it's also much easier the second time around. So I played it for the first time maybe 2 years ago, and then just for giggles, I just started a new playthrough kind of recently, just because I love that game. I want to play it again, and I remember specifically there's one boss. It's like 3 bosses in one. It must have took me 40 to 50 attempts the first time I played. It was definitely the most challenging boss for me, or at least one of them. And then the second time I played, again, it's like I haven't played for 2 years, beat it first try, just because I kind of remembered the deal. So it's like that kind of thing. It's like if you know the pattern, it's not too difficult. Oh, this is kind of interesting. I did not know this about Nier Automata. The second time you play as a different person with a different moveset. That is interesting.
Because I think I've heard there's like 5 different stories in Nier.
Oh.
Each one, like you play the game through like 5 times to get everything.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's super interesting. Wow, we got through the entire regional juniors in this stream.
Yeah, that's sounding like the kind of difficulty level that I don't know that I would quite be able to handle.
Yeah, you can't buy health, stock up to fight 5 bosses in a row. Alright, Scandinavian tour.
So I've got a bit more breaking gaming related news.
Yeah,
here.
Let's hear it.
Idris Elba just posted.
Oh. Oh no. Did you We cannot hear you anymore, Joel. We just heard Idris Elba just posted, and then that was it. The suspense. I really hope Joel makes it back before the end of the stream, because I want to hear what Idris Elba posted about. Whoa. Oh. Fengo is a rival now, eh? Oh yeah, oh yeah, nice try.
Hey, Eric.
Yo!
I'm back.
That was ridiculous timing. The suspense was killer.
Yeah, and apparently I had just enough internet that I could hear that you had lost connection and where we left off.
Oh god!
And so I was just laughing here like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's where it cut off.
So what does Idris Elba have to say?
He posted a single photo of a gloved hand with 2 spiky knuckles and a red wrist.
Okay.
There's gonna be a Sonic 2, and I assume this means that he's going to voice Knuckles.
Oh, whoa! No way! That's kind of awesome. Wow. What a great choice. I love that. Idris Elba's Knuckles. Did I ever tell you I ended up watching like near the beginning of quarantine I watched the Sonic movie. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
No, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like it would be pretty decent.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It was fun to see Jim Carrey doing what I would consider to be a classic Jim Carrey role for the first time in like a long time. He was just really Jim Carreying all over the place.
It's been a while since he's done that.
Yeah, which I love so much. Like, it still works, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, that's really cool. I was already planning on watching that. What a turnaround for a movie, too, man.
Yeah.
I can't even believe. Like, can you imagine if that movie came out with Sonic looking as he originally did? My
yeah.
God.
Well, the thing is, I kind of want to see a cut of that movie with the original design.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a cut, but I'm glad that wasn't the
Oh,
official.
absolutely. No, it was good that they did that because the redesign was just so phenomenally better.
Yes.
But like I kind of want to see like how disturbing would it have been to have that for the entire movie.
Extremely disturbing would be the answer. Would be my guess. Oh man, but anyways, I
And
think that. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
and someday I want to hear the whole story
Yeah.
about what was happening behind the scenes
Yeah.
with all that.
Yeah. Who greenlit that? Like, yeah, this is the design we're going with. And what were they
Because
smoking?
you know that there were all the conspiracy theories about, like, they released the trailer with that design as sort of like, this is our last chance. If we can get the internet to hate it, we might be able to save this movie,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
If that is really what
Like,
happened, I mean, it's genius. But
mm-hmm.
man, what a yeah. It's incredible that movie came out as good as it did. Like truly incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, all right,
Oh,
Alex wants me to read the chat. Also, Combat Beast, hello. You're coming in right as we're ending, unfortunately. But I hope you've been doing well. And Alex is just dropping a bunch of near autonoma knowledge. It looks like last boss is kind of easy. You just need to survive. FPS in
oh,
Code Vein is a lot. Nice, good stuff.
I don't know, Combat Beast arriving right now just reminded me of the only now at the end. Do you understand?
Yes, haven't heard that in a long time. Oh man. But anyways, yeah, that is gonna do it for the stream. So thank you for watching, everyone. If you're unaware, this is the official Autoblog.com live stream. We do this every Tuesday. We stream to Twitch and YouTube, and we always stream racing or driving games. It's not always Wreckfest, but it's always some kind of racing and or driving game or car-based game. So we'll be back next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Times, where we do this every week. Of course, in the meantime, check out our website, Autoblog.com. We have all the latest and greatest automotive news and reviews on there. Joel, do you have anything in particular that you want to point people towards on the site right now?
Today has actually been a big day for just stuff. We've
Yeah.
got reviews of the new Nissan Frontier, of the Hyundai Santa Cruz, the Hyundai Kona N. We also have photos of a new concept car from Audi. It's this cool two-door roadster. Yeah, there's teaser photos of the new Toyota Tundra suspension. It's got a coil spring rear suspension. So there's a ton of stuff, of really cool stuff to check out on the site today.
Yeah, so make sure you do that. Again, it's autoblog.com. Or if you're not a website person, that's okay. You can follow us on social media. We got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got TikTok. So make sure to follow us there. Wherever you guys are, we try to be. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribing always really helps. If you're watching on Twitch, following always really helps. There's always very appreciated. We also have a podcast as well. It's called the Autoblog Podcast. You can find that anywhere where you listen to podcasts. And we have a merch store. It is redbubble.com/people/autoblog, or you can just search for the word Autoblog on redbubble.com, or you can go to the link in our Twitch bio, which is probably the easiest way. And then last but not least, I always like to encourage people to find a nonprofit or charity organization that you like, that you support, that you think does good things for the world, and considering either donating to them this month or volunteering some time to them this month. And then do that every month. And then if everybody does that literally one time a month, that really adds up to start to make a difference. So consider doing that. Thank you for watching, everybody. Like I said, we will be back next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And thank you, as always, for joining, Joel. It is always much appreciated.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we will see everybody next week, Tuesday. Adios.